The disrespect is real for the Georgia Bulldogs coming from the FPI, a team that is really one of the favorites to make the college football playoff, really even to win a national championship this year. Georgia comes in with a lot of hype, but the FBI not quite as high on Georgia. They still have them as a top 10 team, but we're going to break down their ranking and show you exactly what the FBI thinks about them. Number 7, that's where they have Georgia, and to me, this is clearly one of the top 4 or 5 teams in the country. I don't understand how they can put Texas A&M ahead of Georgia, Iowa State ahead of Georgia. Can't really understand that, but they have a 17.9 FBI, which means against an average team on a neutral field, they would win by 17.9 points. And we're talking about Colorado. If they played Colorado, who is considered basically an average team, according to the FBI, they would beat them by about 18 points. So not a real high ranking for Georgia, but still they are the favorite in the SEC East. We're going to show you all the percentages here. We'll start with the win-loss projection. They're projected to go 9.5 and 3.2, so possibly losing 3 games. And this would include the SEC championship, so keep that in mind. But let's say they do lose the SEC championship to Alabama. They go 10-2 and lose to Alabama. Who's going to beat them in the regular season outside of Clemson? I don't understand that. And I think they got about a 50-50 shot against Clemson, which means that number to me is just way too low. This is a team that should be projected, again, if you're kind of averaging things out, should be projected to go 11-1 in the regular season. I don't understand. And again, 9.5. You also have to consider the fact that some of these simulations are going to have them winning the SEC championship. So I think that projection is very low for Georgia. I definitely disagree with it. They have a 0.9% chance to go undefeated. 0.9%? Again, there is real disrespect with Georgia here. This team has a chance to go undefeated. Now, it's going to be tough. Don't get me wrong. You have to play Clemson in the regular season. You do have some challenges along the way with Florida and Auburn. And then you potentially have to play Alabama in the SEC championship. So I don't think that the odds are with them. I think there's a small chance that they go undefeated. But 0.9%, I mean, I think that number has to be closer to 5 or 10%. FBI just not feeling Georgia this year, which is very interesting. I don't really know why. Let's look at their chances to get to a bowl game and get to 6 wins, 99.6%. So that's pretty much a guarantee there. To win their division, 69.2%. So they have a 69.2% chance to win the SEC East. They are the clear favorites there. When you look down the line, I believe Florida is next in line. They're at 17%. So, yeah, you see there's a huge gap there. And the FBI does agree that Georgia is the clear favorite in the SEC East. But, again, some of these other numbers wouldn't necessarily support that. 3 losses potentially. Not much of a chance to go undefeated. Maybe it's just because they play Clemson and potentially Alabama. I really don't know. To win the SEC, they have a 22.9% chance to do that. So a pretty good shot at winning the SEC. I think Alabama's right there around 50%. So they're a good bit under Alabama. I think they're closer to Alabama. I think not only do they have a chance to beat Alabama this year, when you look at their path, I think it's an easier path. I mean, the East is not going to be very good this year. When you look at Tennessee, South Carolina, Vanderbilt, all down. I don't understand why Georgia and Alabama are not closer. And I'm going to do my own percentages at some point, and I'll tell you exactly how I would split it up. But the FBI gives them a 22.9% chance to win the SEC, a 17.2% chance to make it to the college football playoff. So not a huge number there. It's significantly lower than their win division percentage. Although we have seen with like Alabama, Texas A&M, they had a better shot at making the playoff than they did winning their division. Just shows you kind of the differences in the divisions and the schedules and all that. Very interesting to see these numbers. To make the national championship, a 6.5% chance. So that means if they did make it to the playoff, they would have well under a 50% chance to win that first playoff game, which again is a little bit disrespectful when we're talking about a team that has a ton of talent, a returning quarterback who could be an all-conference, maybe an all-American type player. I don't understand it. Just a 6.5% chance to make it to the national championship, and then just a 2.2% chance to win the national championship. Again, I do not agree. When I look at the national championship picture, my highest percentages are with Alabama, Clemson, Oklahoma, and Georgia. Those are the top 4 teams, at least with a shot to win a national championship. You know, Ohio State's in that conversation as well. I think they're really going to have a great shot to make the playoff. I don't know if they're going to have enough to win a national championship. So I don't understand just 2.2%. That makes no sense to me. I'm not sure what the FBI is thinking about Georgia. Again, maybe it's all about that game against Clemson. They could see that potentially giving them an extra loss, and maybe their path to get to the playoff is a little bit tougher. I don't know. I don't really know why they see them in that way. Again, 2.2% chance to win a national championship. Texas A&M is at 4%. Alabama is at 30.8%. And again, I view Georgia and Alabama pretty similar this year. I can understand giving Alabama an edge in some of these numbers, but the gap being that big, no, I'm not buying that. So I think the FBI is off the mark here with Georgia. I think the win-loss record is low. I think some of these percentages are low. As again, I think this is a team that has a chance to really do something special this year. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Give me your thoughts on Georgia and what the FBI has to say about them down in the comments below. And thank you for watching this video.